Hi, everyone. My name is Ilona Kearney, and we are running for governor. If you don't know what that we means, it means we are a collaborative, community driven campaign. So today we're going to be unboxing our campaign policies. As governor on day one, we're going to get it in here. We're going to get to work on the crime and safety because that is important for us to be able to have people to be able to go home safely, to know that their kids are walking to school in a safe space. And part of the issue that we have right now is police aren't being able to police. There's a lot of see on the news, people are getting away with crime. One guy last year, 20 times rape and got right out. There needs to be accountability. I'm not saying that there's no bad cops. Yes, we hold bad cops accountable, and we have to do that through other means, but not taking away laws that keep us safe in our communities. And of course, we'll address the reduced recidivism in another video because that is a part of also creating safe communities as well. But right now, we're going to address the police issue. Um, I know that a lot of issues was I'll see people with this argument of it's all the black people's fault, Black Lives Matters. First off, just because a black person is black doesn't mean they were out there with a whole establishment of saying take away funding from cops because we don't want to be safe. That is not the case. I've been down into Chaz. I walked down there unafraid. People were like, "Oh, be careful! It's dangerous down there." I went in the daytime first off, but when I met people and I talked to people, I got to hear the heart of what they were really saying, and not the what we get displayed on media and blared out there. And I'm not mad at media because sometimes to get the unheard voices heard, it has to be controversial for people to even listen. But the problem is sometimes the real heart and the root of things get kind of watered down. And we don't want that to happen because there is hurt, there is frustration that needs to be mended. And so like I said, we're talking about police today, we're talking about the other side tomorrow. But so with police, we need to create incentives. We need probably longer training that is more resources provided during our police training, and part of that training to include community service. The Work with and get to know the community that you are serving. Therefore, it builds a bridge. I've had an incident where I was slammed on the ground by the police because I was defending a young man who, right there in front of the police, the guy that we called and reported on was yelling racial slurs and saying he was going to kill this 12-year-old black kid that he just tried to run over in front of everybody. And the police were like, we can't do anything. There's no such thing as citizen's arrest. And, I was upset and I was frustrated because this young man's mom wasn't there to defend him. So the community was the only voice. And I ended up getting slammed and drugged by the police. I was not resisting arrest. And I remember going into the police station and just, yelling, if you mess with these two here, I will be a whole movement on my own. And so Sheriff Dossie, which is in Citrus County, he was the one who came out to like calm me down and talk to me. And he said that, like when we don't fill out paper trails, they can't just all of a sudden we're having a problem with this police officer type thing. We need to build, there's a paper trail that has to happen. Community doesn't want to talk to the police. And we, in honesty, don't really like to talk to them and don't like to fill out reports because we feel like nothing gets done. But on their side, they can't do much of anything when no report is filled out. All of these different things play into the factor. So I was invited to come speak to the police, and I did not know that their meetings were open to public to come to have that community relation. And we need more of that community relationship to be able to find ways to build bridges. Because people in our community, we're not unreasonable. We do know that there are people who need to be held accountable. In fact, a lot of people in the community say, oh, yeah, we don't want these problems. We want the shooting to stop. How can we help that? And on the flip side, a lot of our people don't have resources to know how. It's one thing to say you can do better, but if you don't know how, is another story. So, police accountability, giving incentives to live in, and the training, through training, community service hours of building community relationships, and also get those mentorship programs back in school. We had McGruff and whatnot. My my husband is an ex-felon, so he's an example of what second chance should look like, how things should get better. Well, have them work together to be examples of mentors to other youth of where you don't want to be, and how you can come out and work together to help the next generation. So that will be part of my priorities in day one of getting into office, of making sure we're building this relationship between our community and our law enforcement, and getting more safety out here.